my couple of sentences would be that you've got to start from the slightly uncomfortable viewpoint of you don't know what you don't know.
Yes, thank you, Donald.
Yeah, thank you, Donald. It's the unknown unknowns, and I think that very often the ways which will make a multicultural team gel and work well together are the ways which, at least to me, sound really petty, such as the glue of various social media channels, or taking the time out to have a chat over coffee about something which isn't directly related to the deal you're trying to do. I think that never having any geographical location in one place at all is really, really challenging. However, I do think that maybe that is because of my age, and I think that maybe the youth of today, I think maybe they find it easier.
Maybe, but a point that you've made several times and has come up with lots of my other conversations is the importance, however virtual your team is, of at least occasionally getting together face to face.
Yes, yeah, and I think that as well as culture, that the interesting thing about culture is that it's never all about culture. It's also so intricately woven in with age, the attitude to age and seniority within the given organisation, the attitude towards hierarchy, both within the culture but also within the organisation. There's almost layer upon layer upon layer of interpersonal complexity there.
Yes,
that can make it really difficult to work out. Is what you're grappling with a slightly weird Ethiopian point, or is it actually the fact that the person you're dealing with is from a particular social background?
Yeah, which goes back to what I was saying before about it's difficult to isolate one moderating factor which affects team performance when there are so many others, like team tenure, task complexity, team size, etc.
And the only other final thing, which is petty, but I think I really noticed it at Dalberg, and it kind of made me feel old actually, was the social bonding agents that we have within the UK for you're able to talk about TV shows of the 70s and whatever else it is. Well, because culture is now so much more genuinely international, I find that makes a difference. You'll hear people bonding over Netflix things that wouldn't have been the case, even just 10 years ago.
When you say culture is much more international, you mean American culture is much more prevalent?
Pervasive, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and of course that doesn't work with the French.
No. Okay, well that's been really helpful, thank you, and some interesting insights.
That's very kind of you. I almost feel like I haven't told you anything helpful, so I hope there's been something in there that you can use.
Yeah, well, you've echoed some themes from other people. You've also had one or two insights, things like scapegoating and common enemy, and added to my knowledge of that. So it has actually added to to my job.
And when is what's the next step for you then? When's your thesis going to be completed by?
I have a submission deadline of the 8th of April. So,
right, okay.
So my milestones include finishing all the data gathering, i.e. finishing all my interviews by the end of January, doing the analysis in the first half of February, or completing the analysis because it's a bit of an ongoing thing, but completing the analysis by the middle of February, giving myself 6 weeks, then therefore to write the thesis. So
and then what have you given any thought to? Possibly it's too early days, but where would you take it next? Do you want to work in this area? Do you think?
It is early days, but I've set up a little consultancy company and I'm doing a bit of coaching. So I'll see how it goes. I haven't really pushed the business side of things while I've been doing 2 degrees at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised, yeah.
And there are also all sorts of other personal and domestic decisions we have to make about where we're going to live long term and all that sort of stuff. So it's a complicated equation.
Yeah, definitely. Is Joy still working in Singapore?
Yes, Joy is still working pretty much full time in Singapore. So we now have a role reversal. Joy has the work permit and I have a dependence permit. So I'm a trailing spouse.
Yeah.
But
And how are you enjoying it all? Because I mean, I'll make no bones about the fact that I did find it really, really difficult to leave and move on to other things. I just found it very, I don't know, it's almost like somebody'd ripped off an exoskeleton.
yeah,
I think you're much more stable than I am.
Well, I don't know about
I
that.
think.
Really. I don't know about that. But you probably remember when I retired from the firm, I took off to New Zealand for a long walking holiday just to sort of get the firm out of my head.
Yeah.
And that made it easier. But since then I've been experimenting with different ideas about what I might do.
Mm-hmm.
And the INSEAD course has helped actually, because that's part of the exercise, discovering your working identity.
Yeah, gosh, I mean, I must admit, I just, I found that I missed the complexity of it. I kind of think, to be honest, I was burnt out. And I actually think that if the firm had really recognised that or given two hoots, then I think probably a decent long sabbatical and then a return to fear, and it might have been plausible.
Yeah.
But
that's sort of how I felt as well. I've been an M&A lawyer and various other things for 35 years, and you get to 60 and you think, is this all there is?
Yeah.
So I'm still going through the process, and I haven't fully worked it through yet, but I've got HSF out of my system.
Yeah, well, that's something. But for the rest, I'd say answers on a postcard, please.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when are you going to be out in Singapore?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. We haven't been out for ages, so we should probably head out to that part of the world.
How's Griff?
Yeah, he's doing really well. So he's working for FFI, the Flora and Fauna International, at the Cambridge Conservation Hub that David Attenborough set up.
Oh, wow.
So he is Mr. Purpose.
When did he cease to be Mr. Lynx?
Oh, same time as me.
Right, okay.
So that was a coordinated exit. So, but I mean, I bring him down to earth on a regular basis by saying, yeah, how many animals have you saved? Which he's clearly not able to give me a concrete answer to.
But if I was him, I would respond, how many precedents have you written?
Yeah, he knows what's good for him.
Would you both be very welcome to come and stay with us in Singapore if you're out this way sometime in the next few months?
Yeah, no, that would be lovely. Do you ever see anything of Tom Platt, by the way? He's still out there, isn't he?
Regularly. In fact, I had coffee with him yesterday.
All right, how is he?
He's doing really well. He's now a partner in Stevenson Harwood, as you probably know. Mm-hmm. And he's got a thriving M&A practice in Singapore, which he's very happy with.
Brilliant.
And Alice is on her third novel, so she's.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. That's excellent.
So they're a real power couple at the moment.
Yeah.
But there are some people like Tom I do keep in touch with, but I'm generally not great at networking with former HSF people.
Well, please make me an exception to that then.
I plan to do exactly that.
And then I think that if you, it might just be, of interest generally if you were to speak to Varda about, future routes for using this expertise that you're building up. So, I mean, if you want, I know you know her anyway, but if you want me to sort of reintroduce you, I'd be very happy to do that.
That would be great if you could, because I wouldn't say I know her anyway. I've met her, but brief acquaintance is not quite the same thing.
Well, as and when, if you wanted to just send me, a couple of lines, how you would like me to position it, then please just do that.
That's very kind. I'll do that. And next, I'm not sure when I'm going to be next in London, because we tend to shoot through London these days and head to Dorset, where our daughter lives.
Right. Okay.
And our granddaughter.
Oh, right. Well, congratulations.